This is Elias, one and only Dream Inspire TV show. One of the best in the world from Dream Properties. Today we are with Dali, the woman of steel, again with you. As I promised you that I will have her again, and she has to come back in Dubai, just only for this TV show.
Yes.
Thank you for the invite, of course, for
Thank
accepting the
you.
invite.
Pleasure.
Number two, today we'll be just talking about women, female girls, those kind of things, because we need also to touch there. We need to inspire the girls and women in this world. As her, she has made enough, a lot, as remembering the previous episode about her.
Thank you.
No need of introduction. This is Dali, all the way from Australia, Jordan, Oman, now in Dubai, only for this TV show. Welcome so much.
You forgot to mention Iraq too.
Iraq?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Iraq. I forgot to mention Iraq too.
That's fine.
So, getting straight to the point.
Let's do
Back
it.
to the business. No
Yes.
time to waste.
Yeah.
The women. You are a women empowerer. Empowering other women. But we need them to be like you. Also, they need
Or
to be
better than me.
better than you.
Yes.
Thank you. Do they need, or there is a contribution of the mother when upbringing the kid on the well-being of a female or a woman
Mhm.
on the world?
So absolutely. I mean, the role of mothers is huge in every child's life. If it's a boy or a girl, regardless, the role of the mother cannot be undermined. In my own experience, my mum was the one that raised us alone because we came from a very broken family. So my mother's role to who I am today is huge. And this is talking about everything that we had to go through, the migration to Australia, the adjustment process, getting used to a new culture, to where we are here today. So absolutely, mothers play a huge role in the way the woman or the child, female child, turns out to be. However, the woman herself, as an adult, she becomes that role model.
Okay.
So either ways, even if you did not have the best childhood or did not have the best role model of a mother or a father, that doesn't mean you cannot be the strong woman you are today.
So now
So there's a contribution, but there's also a personal contribution as a female adult to yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let us put the fathers out of this.
Yes.
Let us
We're not
talk about
talking
the
dads
mothers.
today.
Yes. the mothers, mostly. What if she's a bad mother? Meaning the kid also will be the same?
No, I don't think so. Maybe in the first years of their life, because, that's all they see, what their mothers do, and mothers are generally the role models for children. Maybe in the first 7 or 8 years of their life. But then as they get out of that nest into the real world, there's other factors that influence their upbringing: school, the environment, university, friends, family friends, college, etc., until they get to the workforce. So I wouldn't say yes or no, but in the first few years of their life, possibly. But as they get older, they can choose their own path. And the impact on the environment and the impact of the outside world shapes who they become. So we can't always blame, my mum was a bad mum, that's why I've turned out the way I am today, and I hear it all the time. I'm like, this is playing the blame game. Because now you're an adult, as a woman, you can make your own decisions. So you can't blame, the mum for not being a good mum.
Okay. So you accept that there is a contribution of a well-being of a woman when grown up, with the contribution of the mother.
Yes. Yeah. To a certain degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I feel like mothers do the best they can, or they, what they know they can do. I don't think there's any mother that hates her children, or there's any mother that wants their, her child to be the worst in the world. Not at all.
Okay.
But they do what they know best based on the way they were brought up. So it's a cycle. Like if if the mother grew up in an unhealthy environment, lacking love, lacking support, whatever what she experienced, she doesn't know any better. So all she's done was bring on her own values, her own beliefs onto that child. And then that child absorbs that as a young, baby, child. Then as they get older, they have the choice and the decision to drop these values and these beliefs and choose their own, create their own set of values, their own set of beliefs.
So we accept that the mother, the first role model of the girl in the house.
Yeah, in the first stages of life, yes.
Okay. You are empowering other women.
I try my best.
I've seen you on stages
Thank you.
almost in different parts of the world.
Yes.
What exactly do you tell them about upbringing? Your fellow women. What do you tell them about upbringing their kids?
I always say stop blaming your mom because you're not her. You are you, and you decide and choose how you want to mother your children. You can't blame something that has happened 40, 50 years ago, 50 years later saying, oh, my mom did this, therefore I'm that. No. Drop the blame game. You are now a mother and you have a role to play in this child's life. Don't repeat these mistakes. Show them who you are now. Show them confidence, show them self-belief, show them self-love, which unfortunately a lot of women lack. And I don't think it has anything to do with the upbringing. It has something to do with the personal decision that they don't know how to love themselves and how to, believe in who they are and their capabilities. But when you become a mother, then it becomes normal for you to have these attributes because you're now responsible for the next generation.
Okay.
And, fortunately, a lot of women do that already. And that's why we see so many amazing women today and so many amazing young females, like the generation after me and the generation after them. So the motherhood is changing, I would say.
I get you.
Because the world is changing as well. Yeah.
Talking about the changing of the world, there. The kid is in boarding school. Mostly the girl kid is in boarding school. The mother is in another country working.
Yes.
Or the mother is in another country working, but the kid is raised by his father or her father.
Yeah.
Can it ruin the kid's life, that girl's life, mostly on developing?
It really depends on what the father's role is or what the father is saying. Because, what we need to understand is that what you tell the child, they believe.
Okay.
Because at such a young age, they can't distinguish between who's lying and who's not. And the first thing we teach kids is, you can't lie. It's not good to lie. Yet we lie to them.
Okay.
You get what I mean? It's like you're lying to the child. So it really depends. And it depends on that bond they already have. I mean, to be honest, there's not much distance in the world today with the technology that we have. You can be speaking to your child daily, and it's like you're sitting right there with them. I mean, back in the days, I can just imagine how difficult it was.
You cannot monitor them because you're far away. Just only talking. That time, she can be disciplined when in front of the camera,
which
in
is
front
true.
of the screen.
Yeah, very true, actually. Yeah.
But how can you monitor what she's doing there? Because when you switch off the camera, she's on her way out.
Yes. You're just going to have to hope that they're doing the right thing. I mean, while you're teaching them, especially kids in boarding school, I never went to boarding school, so I don't have that experience. But a lot of people I know now, women my age, have gone to boarding school, and some had an amazing experience, others didn't. But by the time they get to that stage, they've already been, at their teenage years. What they're learning is independence. So they stop relying on their mother and father to give them advice. They become their own person. Financially, absolutely. Mom and dad still have to pay for everything, but they become their own person. Some do, others stay in their little bubble.
So you are the one who is accepting that the kids staying far away from their parents teaches them to be independent, and that's the good part.
Well, for me, it was because I left home at the age of 17.
Yes.
And if I didn't leave home, I don't think I'll be where I am today, because my mother was a very protective mum. And it's because she was a single parent and we were only girls in the house. Everything that you did as a young girl was like, oh, no, haram. Got to remember, we come from an Arab society, even though we grew up in Australia, but the culture was ingrained in us at home. So when I went on my own, I had a lot of learning to do. And it's such a roller coaster, because you've got the values from home and the beliefs, and then you've got the real world. So it becomes a clash, and that's when, as a young woman, I had to choose my own identity, which way to go. Do I use what I learned at home to modify it, work hard on myself and be that person? Or do I just follow in my mom's steps and become a mother and look after my kids and, just do my everyday job?
I'm taking out of that.
Oh, no.
Because I think we can keep that on upbringing, growing. We can go for the day. Getting to the currently, I'm not seeing many women entrepreneurs. Problem, maybe, if you might know.
I mean, I would say it's an opinion more than what the actual reason is, or a belief. And that is that a lot of women, unfortunately, don't have enough self-belief or don't have the support.
You are the one who is empowering them.
Yes, and that's the
there are
idea.
Many, and not only you. I've seen many of them.
Absolutely.
Empowering them all
Yes.
over the world.
Yes.
Oh, it's all about money. Empowering them just because of money. There are some funds which are coming from the sponsors
Yeah.
and something like that. Not the real teaching them, but
Correct.
it's only about getting money from the sponsors.
Unfortunately, yes. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. A lot of the empowerment we see globally, and where there's like millions of women come in and on the stage, it does have an added value, but for short term.
Okay.
The idea of what I try to do is I want added value long term.
Okay.
Because I'm a strong believer that every woman is capable and every woman can achieve anything if she sets her mind to it.
Okay.
And that starts with believing I can, believing I will, and making it happen. And unfortunately, it's women that don't have that self-belief and don't have that self-confidence. For them, this is my safety net, this is my comfort zone. I don't have the courage to get out of it. So what I try to do is to say, no, you've got that self-belief, you can, and you will, and here is how you should do it. And I've seen women do amazing things, and I'm sure I'll continue to see. And the biggest thing I've personally experienced, that women that do so well in life and that have a lot of self-belief are the women that came from struggle. I personally come from struggle, from very unhealthy upbringing, very unhealthy relationships.
I remember the previous episode.
Exactly. And I'm grateful for that, because then it really opened my eyes to the possibilities. Because when you're struggling, there's only one way, and that is up. So your mind works amazingly. It's like, well, I've got nothing to lose, so I might as well try this new strategy to make income, for example, or try this new business and try that business. Yeah. And you will fail. And that's fine, but then that's with the confidence.
Okay.
However, some women never even take that first step, and it could be for any reasons, and I'm not saying they're wrong. It's a personal decision.
This is sweet.
Yeah.
This is sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Friendships.
Yes.
Kids with mother.
Mm-hmm.
Boys and girls to the mother.
Mm-hmm.
Does anything on the contribution side of that friendship with the two make the kids, or the kids who are seeing today, the successful ones, that friendship?
Personally, with me, yes, it has contributed to my success, because my mother and I had a very strong relationship, and we have lost that relationship for quite some time, and then we regained it. And I think every child at some stage in their life had issues with their parents.
Hold on. You did not tell me that before. On the previous episode, you did not tell me about the conflict between you and your mother.
Yeah. Which happened because we had different opinions and we have different upbringing, because she grew up in Iraq, I grew up in Australia, so we had different opinions. And she made decisions on my behalf that did not sit well with me. And you get to a stage where you're like, I'm an adult, back off.
Really?
And then when they back off, you start building. And I'm 100% sure that any parent who's not speaking to their child are watching from far and feeling extremely proud.
Okay.
But then I think with me, because we have such a strong connection, I could not last away from her for a while longer, even though I was like, I'm not going back. I went back, but then I went back different version of me, the new version of me that I created and she had to accept.
Getting back to the friendship.
Yes.
The contribution of it.
I think it's important, because, parents need to understand that their kids are no longer kids. And I hear parents saying all the time, they grow up so fast. They do, because the world is we're moving at a fast pace. Okay. So it's like, yes, have that relationship, which is more of a friendship, because then kids, and especially females, they need to feel that they've got a shoulder to go to and cry on when they need to. And that's not necessarily just friends. Sometimes you need family, because you can trust that whatever you say and the version of yourself that you're showing will not be judged. Because sometimes with friends you do get judged, and it's a natural thing, it's a human behavior. I think it's really important to have that friendship, especially with girls, because girls they go through such emotional roller coaster growing up. We develop differently to boys. So emotional roller coaster, the stuff we experience as teenagers, then becoming, young adults, and then adults. There's so much that happens. You know what I mean? So if you don't have the mother there, or even the fathers, I'm sure there's a lot of amazing fathers out there that do so much for the kids, then who are you going to go to?
Okay.
You know what I mean? On the other hand, there's a lot of people who are not blessed and they have no parents, and we feel and we understand that. But the parents that are there, it's like, do make that relationship work.
Okay.
Because one day they will be parents and you don't want them repeating
the same
the same
mistakes.
mistakes.
5 years back,
Mm-hmm.
the existence of women in the business and today, is it the same or there is a little bit difference?
I've seen a huge difference. I've seen women step up more these days, especially at high roles. And the corporate world has always been unfair to women, and I think we all can agree that it's never been. That's across the globe. It's always been that. However, women now are stepping up more because women now are choosing their careers over having families.
Okay.
Back in the days, it was more about, I'll work and then I'll still maintain a family life. These days, I've seen women, especially in my generation, where they choose to work and create an amazing career for themselves and not family. However, I've also seen women that can balance both perfectly. And it has changed. However, I think we still have a long way to go in terms of incorporating women into the corporate world the way they should be incorporated.
So what you're saying that if I understood you well, there must be equal sharing on upbringing with fathers and mothers, meaning the fathers have been working, also the mothers have been working.
Yes.
So there must be the equal also upbringing to the kids.
Yes. The fathers, absolutely, they need to be part of the kid's life. It's not just the mother's role.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not about the father, it's me who I'm going to look for the big monies, and you, mother, we're looking for the small monies.
Mm-hmm.
That you have to deal with the kids, I have to deal with the big issues.
Yeah.
Not that way.
No, that's not where the world is heading. And I think women these days refuse to even take on that responsibility alone.
Okay.
Hence why they choose to not have kids or choose to stay without a relationship, because it's like, no, I deserve the same opportunity you have as a man. But I think even mentality of men these days is changing. They started to contribute more to the upbringing of kids.
Yeah.
They sit there and feed the babies now with bottles. They change nappies. They take them to school. So it's nice to see that the men are stepping up and actually taking part of the upbringing of the kids.
Yeah.
And now globally, there's even paternity leave. Back in the days, it was only maternity leave.
Yes.
Which the mothers, now fathers can take some time off as well.
Yes,
so
maternity.
it shows a lot about where the world is heading. But equal men and women, I think we still have a long way to go. And I hope I get to see that day.
Thank you, Daliata. And this is the first one. Be back to with you.
Go.
3, 2, 1. Back on it again. Elias, Dream Inspire, Dream Properties. Yes, Daliata, woman of steel. As always, I'm saying. So, let's get back on the business.
Let's do it.
A woman candidate and the man candidate on presidential election. 55% are women who are voting.
Yes.
And also sometimes they're not even voting.
Mm-hmm.
But in that community or in that country, 55% of all citizens are women. 45 are men.
Mm-hmm.
The ones who are capable to vote.
Yeah.
The man candidate win.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get my point?
Yes. Why? Because women, unfortunately, do not support each other.
No way.
Which is I think it's such a global struggle. And this is why what I'm trying to do currently in Oman with Empower You and a few other things I'm still discreetly working on is to eliminate that mindset of females hating on other females.
You are a
It is
woman.
such a global issue, and I hate it.
I'm talking to a woman.
Yes.
I believe you have participated before, maybe.
In hate.
Before, not in hate, on elections.
Yeah, I have.
You voted the opposite sex of you.
Yeah, I admit.
Really?
Yeah, but that was when I was 18. It's a very long time ago.
Okay, so because you are young, so that you can vote a man.
Yeah. Maybe. No. No. So what the moral of the story is that when you're growing up, there's always a very unhealthy competition between girls.
Okay.
right? Because you're always being compared to this girl and to that girl and to that girl, without realizing that subconsciously you're already starting to hate seeing every other woman succeed and not you.
Really?
Which is extremely unhealthy thinking, and a lot of women think that way. Even the women that have support women group these days or women empowerment, they exclude other women. They only include the women they like. So how are you globally creating a supportive environment with women that you like? But that's not how it works. Excluding other females does not make you a woman a success, does not make you a women supporter as a woman. But sadly enough, it just comes back to childhood. It comes back to teenagers, where you're always being compared to other girls as a young woman. But now that we're older and we're more mature and more understanding how the world works, you're like, women, if we all unite, it's amazing what we can do. And I personally have done so much, all thanks to the women in my life, to my friends, the girls in my life, my female friends. We're running a successful business, and it's 2 females. There's myself and my business partner.
Do you think this will change?
Not anytime soon. No,
Okay.
what we need to change is the mindset.
We're done here. Thank you.
Goodbye to you.
Thank you. Have a nice time. Stay safe there. It will never change. So even if it will never change, so
Come back.
it will never change. This thing will never change. Women will keep hating other women.
12 in a million years. We were all dead. It's to be honest, it is such an unfortunate thing. Like when I first moved, for example, to Oman, I didn't have any friends. I didn't know anybody. So ideally, I like to have a tribe of women around me because I thrive off that support. And I've always been blessed that when I became an adult and started to understand female relationships, I've always been surrounded by amazing, incredible women. And it's the energy that you attract, you know? So, and I found it hard to meet girls. I was like, why is everybody hating on everybody? And I'm like, well, it's common. I mean, I've seen it in Australia, I've seen it in every country I've traveled to. And then it clicked, I'm like, okay, so this is an ongoing, I thought it was only in Australia or other countries I've traveled to, but I'm like, okay, no, it's actually a global trend that women do not support other women. And if we do, what we can achieve is incredible, extraordinary, what we're capable of achieving if we all unite as females. So I don't understand where the hate comes from, why. It's unfortunate, but women generally these days just do not support other women. They talk about it, and it's such a global trend, but it's very rare to see that. It's only few women that I've seen who have women empowerment groups or women support groups or just female friends that genuinely support.
Hold on. Does this maybe because of the healthy environment when the women grow up from, or there is not any contribution in it? The environment with that girl was surrounded when she was young. Does that have that contribution of hating each other when they are grown up?
Could be. I mean, personally, growing up, we were always like, I was always told, oh, look at your cousin, she's doing so much better. What's wrong with you? Or like, your friend next door. So I was like, oh, I hate her now, because I've been compared to her. And subconsciously, it becomes part of your identity. However, you can change that because as adults, and I'll keep saying that till the last day of my life, we are capable of making our own decisions and changing who we are. We don't have to stick to the version that our environment shaped us. We can create a new version and then create. Like today, you would have Dali 2.0. Tomorrow, you can have Dali 3.0, 4.0. We're all constantly upgrading. And part of it is upgrading the relationships and our understanding of the relationships. And the most important relationship is friendships. Because friendships fuel our soul.
Healthy environment. There must be a healthy environment for sure.
Has to be. In order for anybody to succeed, they have to be surrounded by a healthy environment, and that includes healthy friendships. I am extremely blessed because I am surrounded by very healthy friendships. However, I know there's a lot of women who are not, and they don't know how to get out of it because you want to belong to a group, even if that group is toxic. But you don't want to be sitting on a chair in a restaurant alone, because then you're boring and no one likes you. You get where the point? It's like you want to be, even though there's 10 other girls and 10 of them hate each other, yet it just looks cool to be sitting. And that's where toxic
I get you.
relationships come from.
10 years to come. This is 2023 we are talking. 10 years to come, talking about 2043. Where are we seeing that girl child, that woman, that female?
I think they'll be ruling the world by then, with what I'm seeing these
I
days.
heard those kind of stories in 1992. You remember the Beijing thing, 1992?
Yeah.
I heard those stories on 1992, that 10 years to come, on 20...
Women will run the world.
Of course.
Yeah.
Then what happened?
Sadly enough.
So now you're telling the same thing like that on Beijing, 1992.
But the world has changed now. The world has changed. The mindset has changed. The mentality is changed. You know what I mean? It's like we don't really care about getting married and having kids anymore. That's not a priority now. The priority, who am I going to be as a woman? What is my contribution to the world?
Okay.
Back in the days, contribution to the world was, having children, increasing the number of population, making sure these kids are raised in a nice, healthy, loving environment, sending them off to the world. But that's changing now. You've got Gen Z, X, Y, and the letters go on and on and on. It's changing. The mindset of women is not the same anymore, and I think we'll see more female entrepreneurs in the next 10 years. We'll see more female leadership role and government role, and female CEOs. We'll see more of that because we're breaking through the norms. But we can't do that alone, and it goes back to women supporting women. We need to unite,
support each
and
other.
that,
first of all, yeah?
yes, and that is what may delay us getting to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are empowering other women. You are empowered enough because we have come to the rough background. Until now, you stand still and strong. Woman of steel. So, you have 2 minutes to talk to the community, to talk to the world. What are you going to tell to these women out there?
What I'm going to tell the women is support each other. Complete, do not compete, because competition only destroys you. So what you want is to complement and complete that girl's stripe, because women are capable, they're confident, they're strong. It's amazing what women can achieve if they come together and unite the forces. We are very powerful. Our mind works in amazing ways. We are a lot smarter than what we think. So it's time for us now to come together and really show the world who the women are and what they're capable of, and change the mindset. Shift the entire world by our thoughts and by coming together as one big community. And do not exclude, because excluding other women only destroys you. Because then when that woman succeeds, you're not part of it. And I personally want to be part of every woman's success, because it fills my soul with joy to see other women do well. It just makes me genuinely happy. And that's why I want to see a community of female doing amazingly, succeeding and contributing to the world, and ensuring that the next generation of women are as strong and capable and confident as they are today.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Do you have something else to add? Because it looks like I'm overwhelmed already.
I want to overwhelm you more. That's enough for you today.
Really? So we have to create the third one.
Bring it on. Ready?
Thank you so much, Dali.
Thanks to you. Thanks for having me.
Coming from Oman to here, just only for this piece of advice to other women, means a lot to us. Means a lot to Dream Inspire. Means a lot to Dream Properties.
I'm honored and thankful to be here.
Thank you so much. This is Dali Atta, the woman of steel. Yes. We were with her on the previous episode, and she just exposed herself. Who is she until she's here? Director of 2 big companies, but still empowering other women, because she's not satisfied of what she's delivering to the world. Till the next episode, my name is Elias. Dream Inspire, Dream Properties. Wishing you a very good day. Have a nice time. Have a nice to watch. Please don't forget to share, to subscribe, and to like all our contents in social media. Have a nice time. Thanks for the team. Bye.
I think you have the best teasers of us.